Lucious, I want to let you know this is all your fault. This is all your fault. No, that's not true. This is all your fault and your mother's fault. She started it, you finished it, or you should have finished it, and now we have to do... As you can see, I'm wearing red. Because it's very fitting for what foolery I just saw. I mean, Empire was... if anyone is still saying that Empire isn't back, then they're talking trash. Because Empire is more than back. I mean, this... Alright, so this is the recap for Season 2, Episode 17. Rise of Sin. Rise by Sin. Perfect title. The episode starts off with Cookie talking to Lucious. Because Lucious right now is trying to prepare for the Acers. And Cookie goes and talks to him just like, you know what, Lucious? I know this is some BS. I know what the real issue is. You're afraid of your mother, so you don't want to go back home. You don't want to go back home, so you're working them to death because you slept in your office one night, you in rehearsals the other night, now you're doing this again. Come on now, just go home. What are you so afraid of? Go and handle her. She's your mother. Deal with it. So, Lucious gets back to practicing. Cookie, by the way, Cookie killed it. As far as, I mean, Taraji killed this whole episode. I mean, she looked, I mean, I don't know. She looked really good. I don't know why, but she looked really good in every scene this episode. And I was just really appreciating her this whole entire episode. Poor thing. Anyway, so we have her having to deal with Carol. You know Carol's going on a date with Tariq. And Carol really thinks that Tariq... Oh yeah, and by the way, Lucious's mom is at home and she's upset because she finally sees the Boom 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 Pow 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 music video. And she's pissed at Lucious. Makes sense because Lucious tried to go and parade the fact that she's dead. And we know that she's not. And she, apparently the maid isn't dead. The maid isn't dead. The maid that we thought was dead isn't dead. She actually just went home for the night. But she's back. Because Lucious' mom was just like, I thought I fired you. And she was just like... She tries to go feed her something. Just like, look, you don't cook with seasoning. I'll take coffee. Thank you. And I'm just like... We're looking at this maid right now, right? We're looking at her, right? That maid doesn't look like she don't cook with seasoning. Are you sure? Are you sure? Now we have Carol wearing this hooker dress. And, no, the dress actually wasn't bad. But for Cookie's sake, Cookie was like, there's some hooker dress. And Carol's talking about how she's going out with Tariq for dinner. And Cookie's just like, Carol, slow your roll. Now, did you forget about Tariq and his ways? Tariq, the cop? It was like, no, Tariq isn't the cop anymore. She was just like, alright, yeah, you do you. Yeah, I'm sure that's why he really wants to go out with you. Because for you, yes, of course, Carol, of course. Anyway, after that, there's just like, so you're going to be my +1? It's like, yeah, I guess so. We have Jamal jamming in the studio. I'm just sorry. I'm just so thrown off by what happened. It's not like I didn't expect it. I'm just pissed that it actually happened. We'll get to that. And Jamal's jamming with Freda. And Freda and Jamal are going back and forth. Apparently the song is actually composed by Neo. And we have D Major there. And D Major, of course... He's supposed to be listening to both of them, but he's just gawking Jamal down. And he's just like, you know what? The song was great. The song was great. Freda appreciated the fact that he loved it. And so then they talk, and it's just like, yeah, so I'm going to the Acers, and by the way, don't be mad if I'm going to be... Well, no, he didn't talk about that at this point. But it's just like, yeah, so we still doing this, right? We're still doing this? Yeah, we're still doing this. Anyway, we get back to Andre. Andre, because of the fact that no one in his family really understands him. So he finally has someone who he thinks understands him. But Andre is bipolar. Lucious's mom is crazy. Lucious's mom is crazy. That's what she is. She's not bipolar. She is on some other level stuff. She is truly certifiable. Andre isn't certifiable. He just needs his meds calibrated once in a while. And he's good money. She's upset because she's just looking, it's like, you know, Dwight isn't acknowledging the fact that I exist, that I'm alive. He doesn't want anyone to know that I'm alive. And Andre's trying to let her know, look, he's been telling people that you weren't alive for this long, so it's not a good look for him to go. It's not a good look for him. It's not a good look for the family. It's not a good look for Empire if he goes and says that, oh wait, yeah, my mother was alive. I'm sorry I let you guys think that she was actually dead. Type of thing. She's just like, yeah, maybe I'll find a way to get you in to see the whole family perform. Maybe. I love you, Grandma. I love you, Grandma. afterwards, we have Onika popping up on Rhonda, and Rhonda was just like, you know what, I'm really busy. I'm like, okay, Onika, you really can't tell Rhonda's trying to give you the brush off? You really can't tell that Rhonda's trying to give you the brush off? I guess you can't really tell because she's just like, oh, because she sees Rhonda look at her stomach. She's just like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think that, maybe you felt a certain way about me being pregnant. Rhonda was just like, I love you, and of course I'm going to love my little niece or nephew or whatever. But yeah, so it's no hard feelings. It's no hard feelings. So then Rhonda goes and it's just like, oh yeah, but Boo Boo Kitty, real talk. Did you push me downstairs? No, I'm kidding. No, she was more so like, you came over that same day when I had the accident. You were wearing, when you came to go and meet me, give me my present, you were wearing some Christian Louboutins. Yeah. And, the flats, the Louboutin flats. And I was just wondering because I wanted to wear some night shoes, and you're saying those are great for night shoes. So were you wearing those at that night when I had my fall or that we met or something like that? She's just like, what? Huh? How would I remember? Girl, what are you talking? Girl, stop it. Stop it. Don't blow my color. Stop it. So it was weird. I was pissed because I was waiting for an answer and we didn't get an answer. Hakeem is trying to let little Lola, is that her name? Little Laura down that, you know what, honey, I love you, but you don't have a career. You're not Tiana. I'm sorry. We tried to manufacture. I'm so glad that they let her know straight from the jump that this was pretty much the end of the road for her musically. I'm really glad because I know we appreciated her on the show. A different face, different voice. But guess what? To me, all this means that Tiana is coming back. That Tiana is going to be the main woman doing the female vocals next season. And where's V? V needs to come back too because V's always good for an acapella moment. And she's just like, you know what? It's okay, baby, because at the end of the day, I love you, and that's all that matters. I'm here for you. Being your wife is enough. I'm like, BS. Being his wife is enough for one episode. We'll see how long that lasts. Cookie goes and she talks with Lucious because Cookie's just like, yo, the feds are still after us, right? Well, guess what? Carol is talking with Tariq. He was a cop before, but I need to do some digging because I can't find him. Yes, you can't find this information anywhere in the database. So it's like, oh, so basically he's undercover at Free Eye. He's a fez. And so I'm going to go and handle it. Don't worry about it. So Cookie walks in the only way Cookie can. Cookie walks in the only way that Cookie can. She talks with Tariq, and apparently Tariq and her had a thing back in the day. Freak Tariq or something like that. And they have this long-winded conversation that was essentially like, yeah, I know you're talking with my sister. Well, guess what? Well, she not only does she have herpes, and good luck with that, but I want you to know that she can't be, that you're not going to get anything out of her. So just stop it. Just stop it. Because I know you're the feds. I know that, you're part of the FBI. He was like, oh yeah, just like how I know that Lucious killed Bunky. I wasn't ready. I was not ready. I'm terrified because how did he find that out? And who else knows? If he knows, who else knows? I understand he's from where they're from, so, but no, how would he? Damn. Lucious has a mole on the inside. He must have a mole on the inside. And it wasn't Carol that did it. It wasn't Carol. So Cookie is pissed right now. So she goes and she speaks with Carol. And she's just like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of you. Carol's like, no, I'm sick and tired of you. At the end of the day, if it wasn't for you, I would be with Lucious. That was essentially what she was alluding to. And Cookie was just like, guess what? You want my life so bad? You really want to deal with all this? You want my life? Well, guess what? You can't have it. I have it. You don't. You have your 3 kids by 3 different daddies. Your life is ruined. You're a crackhead. Get over it. And you know what? You're uninvited. I'm kicking you out of my house because why aren't you coming near to me? Why don't you come close to me? You're acting a little funny. You're acting a little fugazi. Oh, you had a drink. I told you if you fell off the wagon once, you'd be out. And now you're gone. And I just felt bad because you know it hurt Cookie's heart to go enough to kick Carol out. But Cookie was the fun sister. And so you can't go and be the fun sister all the time when your other sibling is having issues because they're just going to continue to do what they do. So after that, we have Jamal and D Major. They're in the studio together because Jamal's giving D Major first listen to his new track off his Black and White album. And D Major's just like, oh yeah, this is authentic. This is you. This is different. And he was just like, you know what? You need to dump Cookie because at the end of the day, Cookie, your father, they're both holding you back. And you need to grow. You need to expand. You need to broaden your horizons. You need to go and elevate yourself to the next level. You need to have me go and promote your next album. How about that? I'm just like, so Jamal, you're really going to be smitten with someone who isn't claiming you in public and is also decided that he wants to go and put your mother and your father to the back burner so that he can go and further his career, technically further yours too, and produce your album. No, that is not how this works. And so, as their D Major and Jamal were leaning in towards a kiss, this is when Lucious comes in, and D Major's just like, oh, yo, are you kidding me? I can't believe you trying to do this to me. Yo, Lucious, this is your son right here? You need to get him, you need to check him and make sure this never happens again. I'm just like, who's supposed to believe this again? Who's really supposed to believe this again? Nobody. That's who. Nobody. And Lucious is just like, look, Jamal, stop it. I know that D Major is undercover. I know he's on the DL. Actually, everyone in the industry knows that he's on the DL. It's not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal as far as I'm concerned, but it's not a big deal as far as it being a secret. What I'm upset is that you don't know that this guy goes and flirts and has sex with rich young men and elevates himself by doing that in the process. I was like, guess what? How did you guys start out? It was like, well, he approached me. It's like, yes, that's how it worked. He approached you and then you want him afterwards. And guess what? He tops you, doesn't He was like, he tops you. He's the top in the relationship. How did that switch? You were the top in Dora's relationship and in Michael's relationship, and now D Major is topping you. Now he wants to move in. Come on, don't be stupid. Be smarter than that. You know, I've tolerated you and this lifestyle for a long time. I don't understand it. It doesn't correlate with my core beliefs and values. I'm like, Lucious, you have core beliefs and values? Okay, we'll go with this for the sake of the storyline. But it's just like, you know, I tolerated all this and it really went against what I believed in, and I'm disgusted with you, and I've had to put up with you and this lifestyle. I was hoping things would change, and I've just been so disgusted. And so Jamal's just like, you know what? Just like how your mother tolerated you living, even though she wanted your ass dead, even though she tried to kill you. What would have happened if, when you were a little kid, she tried to kill you? It's like, well, I tried to put you in the dumpster. And it's like, you still that same little kid. It's just like, yeah, the same little kid that you put in the dumpster 20 years ago. You're still afraid of your mother. You're still afraid of the woman who went and tried to drown you 40 years ago. Get it together. I'm like, okay, so is Lucious 46? Is that what we're trying to say? And it was just like, Jamal was hurt. Jamal was so hurt after that. Jamal was so hurt after that. Poor thing, poor baby. And I'm not making fun of him because it was not pretty messed up, but it was messed up how deep Lucious just went and dug into him. It was just like, damn. So Jamal, and he's whimpering and he wants to talk to his mother. So Cookie's there. Cookie's talking with him. And Jamal's just like, you know, I'm tired of him. Why do we have to go and protect him? Because Cookie was just like, look, come over here. We're a family. We have to be as a unit. We have to be as one. What are you doing right now? Jamal's like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of him. Why do we always have to protect him? Everything that happens is because of him. It's his fault. You know that, right? It is his fault that all these things happen to us. It was just like, look, the FBI is after him. The FBI is still after him. And you know why the FBI is still after him? Look, did I ever tell you how I got out of jail, Jamal? This is Cookie now. So like, the only time I ever snitched was on Frank Gathers. Frank Gathers, yes. Freda's father, Frank Gathers. This is like, Freda's father, yes. And of course, by me snitching on him, he went to jail. He went to the same jail as Lucious. And what happened to Frank in jail? Jamal put two and two together. It's like, but this is still all Lucious's fault. It's just like, look, that's why you have to go and break it off with Freda, because she is dangerous. Frank is dangerous and he will have killed us all. He will have put us all in the grave. And Freda will do the same if you give her the chance. Stop it. Stop it. Get it together. Put your big boy panties on. Stop it. And Andre's trying to go and sneak his grandmother out to the Acers. He's just like, come on, Grandma. Of course Dwight knows. Of course Dad knows. But we have to go and surprise him. We have to go backstage. That's why we're going to change backstage and do all of that. Thirsty! Lucious was 10 steps ahead. Had Thirsty waiting outside just waiting for him. It was just like, I'm going to need to have your phone. Yeah. I was like, damn. We do pop-ups now, Thirsty? Well, it's Thirsty, so what'd you expect? Cookie. When I say Cookie looked good this whole episode, but So Lucious and Taraji were just going through memory lane, and they were just talking about how things used to be when we were just selling stuff out of the back of our trunk, you know, music and drugs, and how we had to duct tape the driver side door shut so that you wouldn't go flying out. And it was just like, we struggled and we scraped just for this moment. So it was just like, oh, rags to riches, true hustle and flow, rags to riches. I see what you did there, Lee Daniels. And apparently, what's his name? Lucius' plan is to keep to keep his mother in the panic room. And I'm not 100% sure if Lucius knew that Andre was also there to try to sneak his mother out or not. But Andre gets stuck in the panic room. And of course, there's TV monitors there, so they get to see what's going on at the Acers, which is very important. And so there's this new group. Apparently, remember when Empire was doing that whole become an Empire music artist or something like that? Well, they did choose a winner as a group. I'm not sure what they're called, but shout out to them because that song was cool. I like that song. That song flowed. Their harmonies were good. They all sound good. They all look good. So shout out to them. I mean, and the song was going on for a good like 4 minutes, so they had a full performance, and it really did feel like you were watching kind of like a what do you call it? A music awards show, where on the red carpet there is a performance and you have the stars walking, and Hakeem is there with little Laura, and Laura, poor little Laura, they're just like, can we have a moment with Hakeem? And they're like, step back, Laura, more, get out of the frame completely, girl. We don't care about you. We want Tiana. And of course Taraji was doing all the talking when Lucious when her and Lucious, because Lucious was her date, on the red carpet, and it's just like, you know, we're going to be performing this as a family. We're going to show that we're a real family, that we're a unity, but we're not perfect, but that's okay. And aside from that, Jamal was just like, you know what, I'm scrapping my black and white album, and this is the last performance you're going to see with my family. So enjoy. And of course his rep was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on? Why? And Jamal tells Freda, you know what? You should leave Empire. I love you, but the album, that's not happening. We'll talk later, but I have to go right now. But think about it. I'll set you up with whatever record label you want. And Freda, of course, feeling betrayed and confused as always, because she has no idea what's going on. So she's just a pawn. I do feel bad for her because she's really truly just a pawn in all of this, in the grand scheme of things. And we should keep that in mind. We should, but we're still irritated. And Lucius's mom is pissed. She looks like she wants to take that knife and kill him right now. Because she's like, because Lucius is giving this sob story of how he wants to go and dedicate this performance to his mother. And how, because of all the stuff that she went through, it made him who he is today. And her death, how it really affected him. And she's just like, that boy, the world should know who I am. So I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Carol goes and pops up. I'm sure she's drunk and she's high, knowing her. Actually, that didn't look like drunk, that looked like high. I'm really disappointed that Carol fell off the wagon that quickly. That's pathetic. I don't care what anyone says, that's pathetic. And she was just like, oh, Loretta! It's like, it's Cookie. So Cookie goes and handles it. Cookie gags her by the hair. She's like, you better shut the hell up. You better shut the hell up. You hear me? You better take your ass out of here, or else I'm gonna go and make your life a living hell. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Alright, I love you, girl. Oh my god. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Security, get her out of here. alright, let's go, let's go. And so security's trying to kick Carol out. But not before Carol gets to go and talk with Freda. And of course, because Carol's high or drunk, Carol is acting a damn fool. And she's just like, you know, I need to get you into the Acers. And Freda's just like, you know what, you cool, but no. And shout out to Freda. Freda looked really nice. And Carol's getting real frisky. She's just like, look, you gonna take me in there or what? It's like, no, I'm doing me. And she was just like, you know what? Lucious, you shouldn't trust him because you need to go and ask him what he did to your father. You hear me? You need to go and ask him what you did to her father. And of course, we have this slow motion montage of Freda having flashbacks of she's connecting the dots. It's just like when she first made contact with Lucious, why Lucious seemed so attached to her, all this different stuff. And this is when she goes, I mean, she was pissed. She goes, runs. She grabs the gun from the security guard. She knocks the security guard out. She pistol whips him. Then she goes, and Jamal is the only one that's actually seeing this. Everyone else's back is turned. So Jamal is just like, Freda, wait. And Lucious is right behind Jamal, but he doesn't know what's going on. So in her rage, she shoots Jamal instead of Lucious in the side. And oh my gosh. And Lucious still has no idea what's going on. I think Lucious might have gotten grazed a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, as well. But Cookie always delivers her scenes. Taraji always delivers her scenes, but she really delivers. She was just, oh my gosh, she was over. She was like, no, my baby. The one who I really love the most. Screw all the rest of y'all. Get away from him. Get away from him. My one and only true baby, Jamal. And I was just like, oh, Lord, Cookie. I really... So, of course, Lucious's mother, Leah, I'm just going to call her Leah. Leah is looking and watching this, and she's just like, Andre is bugging. Because remember, they're seeing everything that's happening at the Acers. So Andre is bugging. He's just like, Thirsty, open the damn door. And Thirsty was drunk. Thirsty was knocked out. And the phone when going off is what woke Thirsty up. And then he also overheard the news. And so it's like, oh crap. So he opens the door. And he's waving the gun at Andre. And Leah is just like, okay, we cool? Alright, let's go. I was like, Thirsty, if you don't get that mini look, Andre looks like he can take a hit. Andre, you should have taken that L, knocked Thirsty out, and gone with your grandma. And of course, Cookie's just like, listen to the sound of my voice, baby. Listen to the sound of my voice. And she was like, no, you're gonna be fine. You don't pay attention to me. And then his heart rate dropped, and he was having, I don't know if it was a seizure or if his heart stopped, but they were over it. And I mean, look, Cookie was like, get off of me, Lucious. This is all your fault. This is all your fault. This is all your fault. And of course, people are so, in this age, taking pictures. Just like, didn't we give you enough? Didn't we entertain you enough? Didn't you see enough? And she was livid, as she should be. And she's trying to see what's going on, and they don't have new information for her. So she's like, oh no, I'm sorry. I understand you still. I'm still pissed though. And so, what's his name? Andre finally gets there, and Ron was just like, where were you? And Cookie was just like, that Freda shot my baby. You know, the one I actually care about the most. I mean, she was over it. I was like, oh, Andre better console his mom. And then, of course, the reason why they were there in the first place. Who gets album of the year? Who gets album of the year? Who gets, was it song or album of the year? Either one. Whichever was the biggest word of the night. It went to someone else. And Hakeem was just like, this is your fault, Lucious. The fact that the family was divided, Jamal and Lucious, the votes were split. So of course neither one of you were gonna win. I was like, damn, that's the smartest thing Hakeem has said this whole season. But aside from that, of course, that pissed Cookie off even more. And even though, what's his name? That's his name. Lucious is feeling guilty because it's like, he remembers what he said to Jamal last. And that's still his son. That's still his seed no matter what. So he's still feeling a certain way about that. And, aside from that, we have Tariq, who is going to interrogate, what's her name? Freda. This is how you secure yourself for season 3. Freda definitely is going to be a huge part of season 3. And like I said, Cookie and what the hell is his name? Cookie and Lucious are talking, and they're just discussing what's currently going on. And I find it interesting because you see Leah sneaking out of the back. I'm over it. I am so over it. Oh yeah, and that's when they find out the results of what happens to Jamal. Lord Jesus. I already had a headache before Empire. Oh, okay. And Leah sneaks out, and she's about to... We don't know if she's going to confirm that she's Lucious's real mother or not. Because that's how the episode ends. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm sorry if I yelled. I normally don't do that like that. I was just... Oh, Lord. Please like, comment, subscribe. Damn.